This just in. It's a Black Friday. Welcome into another episode of Happy Friday America. You know the Fricashinas. They brought us in with the anthem. Go ahead and give it up for Friday. Give it up for the Fricashinas. Love those guys. My name is Arthur, and I'm bringing in the energy, starting off this episode. Thanks for tuning in to the YouTube channel for Discussion Combustion and Happy Friday America. Always excited to be here with you. And of course, across the table is my man, Mr. High Rev Kev.
Happy Friday, America. Happy Black Friday. Maybe you're out doing some shopping. Maybe you're still on the couch because you're so stuffed from turkey leftovers and you're just looking for something fun to watch. Well, definitely mash that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of Happy Friday. Let's go, Art.
Let's get it started with today in history. So what happened on the 24th of November? So 1932, we're going back. In Washington, D.C., the FBI Scientific Crime Detection Laboratory, better known as the FBI Crime Lab, officially opens.
It's kind of a big deal.
This one's pretty cool, man. You know, I had to throw that in there. We've known people that have worked kind of in like the criminal investigative, all that sort of stuff.
Pretty tight to the vest industry over there. We didn't really get a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. But, man, it's hard to believe that was in 1932.
So the Scientific Crime Lab, so they're probably just taking like, you know, blood samples, stuff like that.
Some of the forensics.
Yeah, and getting that done. So that's pretty cool. 1932 is when that started. Moving forward a little bit in time, 1971, American Dan Cooper hijacks a plane, extorts $200,000 in ransom, jumps out of the plane over Washington State, and is never seen again.
That was it. That was the last known whereabouts.
That's it. He got away.
Dan Cooper, he pulled it off, huh?
He did the crime and did not do the time. The dude got away. I bet you he went to Mexico.
Probably, or like, you know, definitely somewhere south of the border, maybe Guam, you know, somewhere like that.
Or like South America or something.
You're not really going to get away with shit like that anymore, though. This was 1971.
That's true. That is true. This was before all the tech.
GPS and you name it. Just, you know, cell phone towers pinging your locations. You know, you could get away with shit like this.
Yeah, I don't think Dan would get away nowadays.
Dan Cooper would be caught.
Yes.
He would be caught. So 1 year later, Art, 1 year later, one of your favorite things in 1972 here on November 24th, the USSR performed, yep, you guessed it, another underground nuclear test. A lot of nuclear tests took place apparently from the USSR, and Art likes to highlight that on Today in History.
You know, whenever I see that pop up, it kind of just makes my eyes light up like the horizon did every single time the USSR lit off one of those bad boys. I mean, look.
It's a lot of testing.
Look, they did the SARS bomba.
Yes.
You know about this one. Like, that was the biggest nuke, the biggest explosion, man-made explosion ever happened on this planet.
Yes.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah, it is.
This one's moving forward. It's something that's all more generational for all of us here, and that is in 2012, Gangnam Style. I always thought it was Gundam Style, but now
Gangnam Style.
Gangnam Style. Now that I'm seeing it spelled out, maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time.
I probably have to.
But that becomes the most viewed YouTube video at the time, surpassing 808 million views.
And that was in 2012. I think it sits now somewhere in the billions.
Oh, I bet.
I don't know if it's still the most viewed of all time. But at this time it was, and this was 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Hard to believe. I remember when this first, everyone was playing it. Mm-hmm. All the clubs were playing. There was like a specific dance that went along with it.
They do like this kind of.
Yeah. I remember, you know, because we're old and some of our friends have kids that were of that age that love, you know, were really into that and the hip dances and stuff. And they were trying to teach me how to do it. And this was yet 11 years ago. So I was in my mid-20s and I couldn't do it.
Yeah. You could do the dance.
It's not that hard, but it's like there's a specific timing in the song where you do it, and then there's other times where you do different things. I don't think it's the same dance throughout.
You're probably right. I've always been really bad, too, at all the choreographed dances, like for weddings and stuff. Like, I could go out there and freestyle dance, but, like, as far as...
I need the instructional songs, like the Cupid Shuffle. It tells you what to do.
Yeah.
To the left.
I could do the Cuban. I could do that one.
Cupid
Shuffle?
Yeah, it's not the Cuban.
I thought it was the Cuban Shuffle.
Cupid, like the love Cupid.
Well, there's two songs that I have mispronounced for my entire life then.
Was it Gangnam Style and the Cupid Shuffle?
Yeah, I thought it was the Cuban Shuffle.
No, it's not the Cuban Shuffle. There's nothing Cuban about it.
I mean, the cha-cha part where it's like... I don't
think that... How's that make that Cuban? That could be anything south of the border. It's not the Cuban Shuffle.
I thought the song...
It's the Cupid Shuffle.
I thought it arrived.
And then they did like a second rendition of it.
Dude, look, I didn't realize it was the Cupid Shuffle. So, like, what, people fall in love over that song?
I don't know what they
Because
do.
it's Cupid?
I don't know what they do, but all I can tell you is there's an establishment not far from where we record where I've performed that dance many times late on Friday or Saturday nights. I don't go there anymore.
But here's the thing, and I bet you go again, but
I don't think I will.
But here's the thing is, like, shouldn't the Cupids be, like, shooting bows and arrows, not fucking dancing?
Look, I don't know what they're doing.
What's a Cupid dancing for? Shouldn't they be out there flying around, like, shooting bows and arrows?
I'm not sure why it's called the Cupid Shuffle. I'm just telling you that's what it's called. It's not It's not Cuban. And if I'm wrong on that, then I'll eat crow on next week's episode of Happy Friday.
Well, that's how it goes, and I also know how it goes is everyone's going to have a fridge full of leftovers come today. And moving through the weekend, what's the best way for us to reuse some of this Thanksgiving food, Kev?
So I found a pretty cool article here. If you're watching again here on YouTube, just scroll down to all the articles down below that Art and I are going to talk about. Click on this because it'll be a little bit more detail. Obviously, I couldn't get the entire, recipes and things of that nature put into this article, but it's kind of fun to get creative with your Thanksgiving leftovers, right? A lot of people do turkey sandwiches with cranberry sauce or whatever, open face. There's a lot of fun things you can do. So here's just a couple of them that I found, Art. Turkey mashed potato pot pie.
That sounds delicious.
You just kind of fold all your ingredients into a pot pie, throw it in the oven. That's easy.
I would do that.
Leftover turkey and sweet potato frittata. That could be something kind of fun. Leftover turkey noodle soup. This is something my ex used to do all the time. She would take the carcass, boil it down, and just makes like soups for days.
Okay.
And package it up, throw it in the freezer. You can make soup out of it, which is pretty cool. You could do a turkey harvest Cobb salad, right? You can do a lot with turkey.
Can I do the next one?
Yeah.
Leftover turkey pot pie empanadas.
I love empanadas. Oh. The mushroom and cheese one's my favorite.
Yeah.
But turkey pot pie in an empanada would be bomb.com.
Yeah, I would want mashed potatoes in almost every single one of these.
You'd need some gravy in there too or something so it's not so dry.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the thing. I don't know about you guys watching and you, Art. Gravy's always the thing that everyone runs out of.
Is it?
Yeah, you'll still have leftovers because it solidifies. So you kind of have to use it. You can reheat it. You can probably add a little something to it to break it down. But I always feel like every year I go home with potatoes and all this stuff, and I go to make a plate, there's no more gravy.
No more gravy.
So double the gravy this year.
Okay, I think that's good advice.
You could do leftover turkey tacos with Brussels sprout slaw. That sounds delicious. You could have fun with that. You could do baked turkey croquette.
What's a croquette?
It's like a French not a pastry, but it's a French bread. Kind of thing.
Okay, interesting.
You could do an open-faced turkey melt, which is kind of what I was talking about. A lot of people like to do that on bread. Throw it in the microwave or whatever, and throw some yum-yums on there. Or you can do turkey tortilla soup.
Turkey tortilla soup. I mean, all those sound really good. All these were mainly turkey-based. I mean, that makes sense. Like, how about all the families that are eating the ham? Or is ham more of like a Christmas thing?
I think ham's more of a Christmas thing. I mean, generally speaking. But like, for example, yesterday my folks and I, we did a pot roast, which was kind of uncharacteristic. But we still had the green bean casserole and stuffing and your traditional sides. We just decided not to do a turkey this year. Maybe I'll smoke one for Christmas. We'll see. But that's some fun ideas for you with your leftovers because, you're sitting around with the family. There's a ton of food left and everyone's getting turkeyed out. You don't want to just have the same plate you had yesterday. Get creative with it.
Yep. And out of all these, I'm definitely going to pick the number one, the mashed potato pot pie.
I think I'm going to go with the empanadas.
But I want the turkey in the mashed potato pot pie too. And like some corn in there.
Yeah.
I want the corn in there and some carrots and stuff
too.
Yeah,
the veggies.
Yeah, all that.
I'm doing the empanadas. That sounds good to me.
And it has to be smothered in the gravy.
You gotta get the gravy.
Yeah.
Are you going brown gravy? Are you going turkey gravy?
Ooh, brown gravy.
Yeah.
I'm going brown gravy.
I gotta go with the turkey gravy.
Yeah.
It's just too good.
Turkey gravy, I mean, come on, we're eating turkey. It makes sense.
Yeah, we're turkeyed out. That's tryptophan. Get that bird hit.
Get that bird hit, America. So keep on moving here. Would you rather, baby? We're bringing this one out of the gates early, and
Hold on,
this
Art.
one
I got to do last week's.
And this one is gonna come after last week's results.
So, as you know, every week
I got excited there.
I know.
I forgot.
It's okay. So if you're following us over on Twitter or X, thank you for that. If you're not, be sure to go over there and do that. Every week we put up a poll that you can get involved in, or if you want to keep it simple, just scroll down and leave us a comment on what you would choose for the Would You Rather. So last week's Would You Rather was, would you rather spend 90 days in the International Space Station or in a submarine? You'd make it back to the surface in both instances safely. You would just have to choose one or the other, and you'd be completely isolated. I chose submarine. Art chose the ISS. And according to the Twitter X poll, 100% unanimous went submarine.
Really?
Yep.
So I'm just the odd man out.
But there was some comments down below from last week's episode, and a lot of folks did take the ISS. So Twitter poll went submarine, comments went ISS. So
interesting.
A little bit of a split there.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. That's always so much fun. Yeah, and please participate. It's a great time. We'll keep them coming every single week. For this week, this one is kind of a no-brainer. It's Black Friday. So would you rather go out into the stores Black Friday to get your holiday deals and all your shopping, or would you rather do Cyber Monday, the new age way of shopping? Which one are you picking, Kev?
I'm going to take Cyber Monday, of course. You know, even 10 years ago, I was never a Black Friday guy. I worked in the grocery business for so many years, as you know, Art, and a lot of our viewers know, that I was always working that day anyway. I was replenishing the grocery market, a lot of things going on. So I never really got involved in the live action Black Friday stuff. You know, we were kind of talking before we went on the air about, you know, we remember in the 90s when the woman got her ear bit off over a Furby. There was a woman that was trampled at a Walmart in Providence, Rhode Island. It ended up causing a miscarriage. People just settle down.
Yeah.
You know, settle down. And I know a lot of Black Friday specials start like 4 p.m. yesterday after Thanksgiving dinner. Like they'll start doing that. But now when you got Prime and you've got all this stuff, all this internet shit, right? Just take advantage of that. I feel like you don't necessarily need it immediately. I'm sure there is some things that you can benefit in person, but I don't know. I'm taking Cyber Monday, man.
Cyber Monday, I am going to agree. First of all, I'm going Cyber Monday, but there is something satisfying about actually like going into a store and purchasing that item and then walking out with it right then and there. I mean, I've went into stores recently to go buy something, and then I end up buying an online item because it's not in the store.
Right.
So I go into the store
Looking
to
for
shop online. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's like you know, you're spinning your wheels a little bit because you're going there to try to walk with it in hand that day, and you end up just ordering online, but you don't know the inventory situation if they had it or not.
Correct.
So, but here's the thing: I would agree with that to an extent, but we're forgetting about all the chaos that is erupting.
Well, I was gonna get into that.
Yes.
Because you got people rattling fucking Walmart doors before they open, the stampedes, the big hoarding of people running in, all the items going out off the shelves super quickly.
People fighting.
That just seems like unnecessary stress for a day after you are supposed to be relaxing, hanging out with your family. Yeah, 100%. I'm going Cyber Monday or online shopping for all that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's less chaos.
What does everybody else think out there?
Yeah, what are you going to choose, guys? Are you going Black Friday? Are you out there shopping right now? Did you just get home from it maybe and you're tuning into Happy Friday? I don't know. Maybe that's your thing. But if you are, just be nice to people out there, please. You know, it's not the end of the world if you don't get the $299 50-inch flat screen TV, okay? It's not going to make or break you. Christmas is still going to come. It's still going to be a good time. Just relax, people. Just settle down a little bit. It's materialistic things. You can't take it with you when you go. I understand you're trying to save $1, but let's be courteous of each other. Can we make this a better Black Friday, please?
I think that's a great Happy Friday. FHA. I got that. Did I do it? Yeah. Happy HFA PSA.
HFA PSA. Yeah, be nice to each other.
I got
out
it
there.
together. And that's a great segue into the next one. Shoppers may be leaving Black Friday and Cyber Monday behind in general. I kind of went through this, but what was this one about?
Well, so I was kind of reading about the consumer reports and what the trends and the patterns have been. And we kind of just alluded to some of that in the Would You Rather segment, Art, about people are, tend to buy online and they got the 2-day Prime. We see consumer patterns changing. It's not like it was in the 90s when we were growing up where you had to go out into the market, you had to go to the mall, and you didn't know what inventory was available out there. Now you can go online with, whatever store you're going to shop and it'll be like, oh, 2 left in stock, right? So just times are different. But what's also different is the way that people are shopping now. So according to some of the research that was conducted this year, they're saying that about half of American shoppers that have previously participated in Black Friday or Cyber Monday are going to skip it this year. They're not
skip both.
Skip both. They're not even going to do Black Friday, nor are they going to do Cyber Monday because they realize that some of these companies are going to run deeper deals and bigger deals as they get closer to Christmas. So they're kind of rolling the dice on the sense of, okay, I'm not going to get involved with this. I'll wait until maybe the first week of December when they roll like a blitz deal, a one-day special, this day only.
I mean, they're kind of they are rolling the dice though. Like, is that actually going to come out?
Yeah.
Did you miss out on and like with how the supply chain could be stressed out and stuff? Like maybe that's not even available anymore.
Well, but again, it's true. But there's so many companies that will do stuff like. Like Prime Week, for example, or because most people are taking advantage of that. They're saving deals, they're getting deals. And so many companies are running specials outside of your typical Black Friday and Cyber Monday, which is actually pretty smart. I mean, if you're, some of these big corporations that are coming up now that we see advertised on social media so often that sell their product exclusively through social media, gives them a huge advantage to be like, okay, Cyber Monday was last week. Well, I'll tell you what, on December Tuesday, we're running a blowout deal.
It doesn't matter what time of the year it is. People just want to buy shit.
Correct.
It really doesn't matter because they have the Prime days too.
Right. Because that's in June as well, isn't
Prime?
Yeah,
it's like just in the middle of the year, like random discount. Everyone jumps on that shit.
Of course, because you are saving.
Yeah.
I mean, I got my earbuds on Prime Day.
Yeah.
My Bluetooth headset, I got it for like $20. They were normally $100 and something.
That's
I got
awesome.
a smoking deal.
No, I mean that's awesome, and that's why it's addictive, and that's why it's really dangerous to attach your credit card to Amazon.
And especially if you've had a couple few. It's late at night, and you think that sounds good, and all you got to do is swipe that thing, and all of a sudden it shows up at your door 2 days later. Careful now.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I do like that. And I've been getting some stuff, man. But one guy got a little bit of jail time, and it was a Florida man.
Yeah, this is quite an article here. Take it away, Art.
So shout out to my homie. Are you watching these yet? Last time I talked to you, I was giving you shout outs. You said you didn't watch. So are you? I'm not giving out the name right now. You know who I'm talking about. So Florida man arrested for pooping on dead possum that's in the street during rush hour. So, I mean, what a hell of a title, first of all.
I was going to say, I don't even know if we need to go any further. We could just leave it at that happened this week, but let's dive into this a little bit.
No, because Rudy Wilcox is the culprit. This guy's 45. He was picked up by Clearwater police, and it wasn't in the morning. It was evening commute, and it was 5:30 p.m. He was picked up. This guy, he dropped trow and then defecated on a dead possum. And he ended up getting put into jail for exposure of sexual organs, and he was booked by the Pinellas County Jail. So he's 45.
Yeah.
The first question I had when I started reading this, like,
what kind of drugs?
Yeah, what kind of substance?
Which turned out to be none.
Nothing.
He blew double zeros. He didn't show any signs of being on crystal meth or PCP or some of the other substances that would, lead you to believe somebody would do this.
Yeah. He was homeless though, so he might have been dealing with some kind of mental health.
Probably.
And
probably some schizophrenia.
Something.
Yeah.
When he was first approached by the police, he of course denied the allegations, but apparently one of the witnesses was also an officer of the law.
So he saw him do it.
Yeah, he saw him do it. So there was no getting away from that, pooping on a possum in public.
I mean, the whole possum thing I find is interesting. I mean, if you got to shit, you got to shit. I mean, look, it is what it is. But let's try not to do it on the side of the road, and definitely not on a dead animal. I'm not really sure what the importance of that was. But
so here's my theory behind this. And did I cut you?
No, go ahead.
Okay, my theory behind this is that since this guy was homeless, this possum was fucking harassing the shit out of his homeless campsite.
He's like, I'm gonna shit
for like months. And then finally he I don't know if he killed the possum or like how the possum died.
Probably got hit by a car. It was on the side of the road.
But he recognized this dead possum and he was like, fuck this possum. I'm going to shit on it. It's dead. It fucked my shit up for months. He's like, fuck this possum. I don't know. That's my theory. I don't know why else you get motivated to go defecate on a dead animal.
Well, and that's why we thought drugs were involved, but it turns out they weren't.
Yeah.
What I find interesting is the only thing that he was charged with was essentially indecent exposure.
Yeah.
They call it exposure of sexual organs, which is indecent exposure.
Yeah.
He had his ass. His ass was hanging out. He was shitting. I mean, what else? So obviously defecating in public, because it'd be the same if you urinated on it. It would be the exact same charge. It would be indecent exposure.
Yeah.
So it's like whether you shit, urinate, whatever, it's no good. You can't do it in a public place.
No, just don't do that.
Just don't do it. Rudy Wilcox probably not having the best of times, but a Florida man. Go figure, huh?
Come on, man. I mean, he maybe broke a record for one of the most disgusting thing that state has seen that is somewhat PC.
Fair.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Kevin's random records.
Speaking of Florida,
this one's out of Florida too.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go, baby.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool, guys. Actually, I would encourage folks to scroll down to the link in the YouTube show notes down below and watch this thing. This thing is fantastic. So, 2 Guinness Book of World Records broken here, Art, by the same event. So we've seen these drone shows.
Oh, so this is a 2-for-1. Usually it's just you're giving us a twofer, huh?
Twofer in the same deal.
Oh shit.
So the 2 records that were broken here was the largest drone show ever, including the biggest amount or the most amount of drones used in a drone show.
Okay.
The second record that was broken was the biggest flag right? Because they made the American flag. So it was the biggest flag that was ever made by drones, and then the most drones ever used for a drone show. So those are the two records that were broken here in Florida. They used 1,600 drones, Art, to create an image of the American flag.
1,600
which you're
drones.
seeing right over my shoulder here. They created the American flag with 1,600 drones. The previous record of the biggest drone show was set by 998 drones. So they blew it away by 602 drones, Art.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it, right? Like, we were just talking about in the beginning about how homeboy, Dan Cooper is able to hijack a fucking plane, jack 2,000 in 1971, and just disappear. And now technology is to a point where we can coordinate 1,600 individual devices to fly in coordination to like show flying dragons, American flags, whatever. I think the technology is amazing. And it's really a great spectacle. Now, I've only seen videos online. I've never been to a true drone show.
They're badass.
So I would love to attend one. I've never been to one. Have you?
Yeah, they do them at the NASCAR races. On the night races, they'll send them out there and they'll do something cool like USA, where they spelled out the NASCAR logo. But there was nowhere near as many drones involved as this one is. Here's the thing about this record, though, Art. With the evolution and innovation that drones are going through, and everyone getting them, and people learning how to do cool things like this. This is an easy record, I think, that's going to continue to get broken. Especially, think about it, 4th of July coming up here in 2024. Someone's going to break this record with 1,800, maybe 2,000 drones building. They're going to go for the largest flag they can possibly make.
I want to see 2,400.
2,400 drones making the American flag.
Yeah.
That'd be huge.
I want to see that in person, though. I don't want to just see the record being broke on paper. Like, I want to...
You want to be there for the record.
Yeah, because I've never seen it. Like, I know, like... that when we take video of fireworks, it never looks as cool.
I know, it's true. Huh?
So it's like, but fireworks are awe and amazing in person. And then, I'm sure it's the same, vice versa with the drone stuff. So I'm really curious to see one in person.
Everything's better in person.
Oh, yeah. Just like guest appearance, everything.
Guest appearances, like when I took all these videos of when I'm at NASCAR races and watching them back, it's like, that just doesn't quite capture it. So hopefully we see that record broken again. Pretty cool, though. So shout out to Florida for doing that. Pretty cool stuff, man.
That is pretty cool. So we're going to jump across the pond on this next one. And right when you think you might lose hope in humanity, after all the sins that we've committed to our local libraries, there's a pillar of light among us. And that is one overdue book that's returned to an England library after 45 years of being missing in action.
It's amazing.
It is amazing. A pillar of light in today's society. So the person that had this book, they had thought that they had returned all their books. Apparently this one was hidden, right? So they didn't realize. They ended up taking it back.
Probably sitting in an attic somewhere for like 30 years.
Like some box somewhere. The library was actually quite generous. Zero late fees.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they didn't charge this person. I mean, that could have been like somebody's retirement at the library, and they just went right past it.
On the late fees?
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing. We did a story similar to this earlier in the Happy Friday. It's just kind of crazy to think that, number one, this is England, so I feel like libraries are still kind of a thing over there. They're starting to become a little more obsolete here in the stateside. I feel like everyone's going to the Amazon Kindles and things of that nature. I'm not saying the rest of the world isn't, but it seems like England still kind of holds on to those old traditions of walking into a library, taking out a book. But to return after 45 years, I wonder what kind of condition the book was in. Was it like mangled? Was it dusty? And what book was it? Did it say what the book was?
It didn't. It didn't say what it was. But those are great questions, sparking curiosity among the masses.
Well, at least that's a fun story, though, man. So the book was checked out in 1976.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
45 years overdue. I mean, at what point do libraries say, okay, that book's never coming back? Like, is it a year? Is it 5 years?
I would probably say after, like,
6 months.
It probably depends on how many pages are in that book.
Yeah.
Like, all right, what's a slow reader going to read this at? Maybe if it's gone after 6 months to a year, you're like, that thing's gone.
Man, and so we're actually old enough to know, though, and we experienced libraries. I mean, I remember going to mine. There was computers there. I had a tutor there. You'd look through these like aisles and aisles of books, and you're looking for encyclopedias and shit like that. We actually had to do that for like research growing up. We had to do it. We didn't have Google and all this shit.
And there was like the fictional and nonfiction sections and stuff that you could go in.
Yep. And it was, they tried to alphabetize it as best they could. But man, I remember spending 20, 30 minutes looking for a specific book in there.
Oh yeah.
And then the nice librarian would come over, like, hey, can I help you find anything? And you'd kind of give an idea what you wanted, and she'd be like, oh, look at this.
Yeah,
I don't think it's like that anymore.
Yeah, and that was a difficult thing. I mean, shit, I have a hard time finding tortellini in the pasta aisle in a store that I haven't been in before, let alone find a book alphabetically. Yep. Maybe it's easier to find a book alphabetically than it is to find tortellini in the store.
I don't know.
I mean, who knows? Who knows, man?
I don't know, but either way, what a fun story. I'm glad the book was returned, and I wonder if it's going to be recycled back into inventory for someone else to check out.
Let's make this one the never-ending story.
The never-ending story. Well, speaking of stories, Art, it's the holidays are here, right? We're doing some festive things. This is actually a pretty cool story that I found this week. So a company is offering $2,000 to watch 12 Hallmark movies and then rank them essentially 1 through 12. So
people are already doing this for free.
Now they're going to consider candidates. They're not just like this isn't just like, oh, Art and Kev want to do it. Cool, here you go. You have until December 3rd to enter into this, and it's Bloomsy Box is the name of the company that's going to be representing this
Movies.Bloomsy Box.
Yeah, Movies.Bloomsy Box is they're going to choose a candidate. They're going to receive an ample supply of Ghirardelli hot cocoa, delicious, and 2 pairs of fuzzy socks to guarantee a cozy watching experience. I mean,
I'm sold on the socks.
To make $2,000, they're sending you cocoa and fuzzy socks to watch movies. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big Christmas movie fan.
No.
So to watch 12 of these movies, I'm not going to rattle them all off. We'll put them down in the show notes down below. It's 12 holiday movies. I mean, you can probably guess some of them. But you got to watch all 12. They're taking applications through December 3rd. So if this is something you want to do, you go to that. We'll include the link down below. Sign up. You get $2,000, hot cocoa, and some fuzzy socks. You going to do it, Art?
I'm totally down for this, especially because the chosen candidate will also receive a 12-month flower box subscription. I don't know what that is, but honestly, I would be down with this, but they would need to approach me. I'm not going to fill out the application.
They're not going to approach you.
But that would be the thing. If like somebody approached me like, here, I'll give you $2,000 to watch and rate these movies, and look, I got fuzzy socks in my jacket, and I'd be like, oh, really? I'd be like, I'm gonna need half up front. If somebody approached me like that, I would do it, but I'm not going to spend my time to go, like, fill out this application to, like, can I watch Hallmark movies, please, and get paid? No,
I wouldn't do that either. I'm trying to do, like, mental math. I think it comes out roughly, like, $130 to $160 a movie, if I did my math right.
I mean, it's really for fun, and I think it's a great concept for Bloomsy Box to get their name out there a little bit and rep Ghirardelli hot cocoa and whatever company's making these fuzzy socks. Like, it's a good ploy. It's a good ploy.
They're pairing up. I just kind of wonder, like, so the candidate that gets selected, obviously, is probably someone that needs to be well-versed in the movie industry, understands how to review films. Not everyone's a movie critic. Like, we judge movies based on how we see fit and how we view them. But, like, the candidate they choose here, obviously, this is going to represent something. This isn't just for fun. Like, they're going to rank these movies. So whoever this candidate is going to have a huge say on, oh, this movie was the best and this one was the worst.
And they should have a reason why.
Right.
Not just like, oh, so there's probably going to be some sort of vetting. I'm curious to see how many questions you have to answer in this application. Like, what is the criteria for the best movie rater?
Yeah.
I guess we could say here. So before we move on to cool shit to do this weekend, there is one thing that I wanted to bring up. People who put up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. What are your thoughts on this, Kev?
I'm not a big fan of it, but at the same time, people can do what they want. It's their home. They can decorate how they want. I'm not the biggest thing for me is the Christmas music.
Okay.
I don't want to hear Christmas music in November.
Okay.
I don't want to hear it on Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving. I want to enjoy my Thanksgiving with football and having fun with my family. It's not Christmas. That's a different holiday.
That is a different holiday.
Right? That'd be like eating turkey and having this whole thing on Halloween. No, that's Halloween. We're dressed up. We're eating candy.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy the experiences for what they are. Right?
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people are probably putting their tree up this weekend, or already did
weeks
yesterday.
ago, Clint.
Or weeks ago. Some people, like the day after Halloween, it's like, come on, guys. But hey, to each their own. That's fine if you want to do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not listening to Christmas music. It's just not my thing. I'm not watching the Christmas movies either.
Okay, Grinch.
I'm not a Grinch. It's just not my thing.
Where's your green sweatpants and hoodie?
I will be wearing a very nice Christmas sweater, so stay tuned with that as we get closer to the holiday.
Yeah, no, that's funny. And look, I'm not trying to pry at anybody. I'm more or less just poking fun at my good friend Clint. because he did that, and I support it too. It's like whatever makes you happy.
Yeah.
One of those things. If it makes you happy, go ahead and do it. Like, you're not hurting anybody.
I feel like today's the
Go
earliest.
ahead. You could go ahead and set it up. You could set it up right after Halloween if you want.
It just
whatever you want
takes
to do.
away from Thanksgiving.
It does. I mean, look, it was great seeing the tree yesterday at Thanksgiving at my buddy's house. It looked great. The food was amazing. The ambiance was awesome.
Sure.
So it worked for me.
Yeah. Look, again, I think, because you asked me when is it too soon or when's the right time. I think the earliest you should do it was either yesterday or today, at the earliest.
Okay.
Because then you had your meal, and then maybe it's a family activity last night. You all got together and put the ornaments on the tree, maybe.
Yeah.
Or you're going to do it this weekend. Personally, growing up, we didn't put the tree up until around December 10th-ish. It was like 2 weeks before.
Can we do a poll on this too?
Okay.
Can we do a call to the people and ask the people, like, what is too soon for Christmas decorations? Is it before Thanksgiving? Is that okay? Or is it Black Friday is the earliest? Would that be a good poll?
Yeah.
Leave in the comments?
Yeah. Let us know when you think is the right time to put up the tree. When is too early? When is too late? I mean, I guess there's really no too late. 'Cause some people choose not to put up any trees at all. Me being one of them. And, look, I'm not going to harp on this too long, but this is a religious holiday. So if you're not religious, stop piggybacking. That's all I'm going to say on that. Like, come on, guys. You double dip and you give these people a hard time, and then you're going to put up the tree? Come on.
Hey, it's Happy Friday, Kev.
It's a great Happy Friday. It's Happy Black Friday.
Come on. What do we got going on this weekend?
Fun stuff going on all over the country, out there in Chicago, Illinois. So I do love this Christmas movie. I will say this. There is some funny ones out there. Home Alone's my favorite. This is my second favorite. An Evening with the Chevy Chase and the National Lampoon Sunday. So they're going to be airing a lot of those. National Lampoon Vacation. The Christmas Vacation with Cousin Eddie. It's one of my favorite scenes of any Christmas movie ever. He's out there pumping the shitter out of his RV.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to be showing these films
classic.
at the Chicago Theater in Chi-Town.
That's going to be fun. Go check out the Chainsmokers tomorrow and also Sunday in Las Vegas. They got a bunch of different... I like their music. They come in with some different sounds. It almost sounds futuristic when you're listening to it. Definitely check that out if you're in the Las Vegas area.
Yep, Vegas having some fun. They're still cleaning up from Formula One last week, which was a complete disaster. I'm not going into that right now. The Oak Ridge Boys, if you want a little hee-haw, a little bluegrass, a little fun down there in Midland, Texas, the Oak Ridge Boys always put on a great show. They come through Telluride, Colorado. I have never seen them, but I hear that it's fantastic. So if you're in Midland, go check out the Oak Ridge Boys.
Yeah, go check it out. And down there in Florida, again, damn, Florida, can you chill out this week? We got 6th Annual Multicultural Festival. I mean, that sounds great. Things like that I can really get behind. We can all look past color. We can all look past race and ethnicity. We can look past religion as well. Every human being on this planet, we all have the exact same needs, and that is to be loved, eat, and have shelter. That's really it.
Yeah.
And so let's all band together and do our best to do that. So the 6th Annual Multicultural Festival, Orlando, Florida.
That'd be a lot of fun, man. I'm sure there's going to be some good food, some good music, some good people that you're going to meet. Definitely check that out if you're in the Orlando area. The weather's great down there still. Right here in Aurora, Colorado, right next to our studio. This is a big festival. I mean, this one made the national list this week.
That's awesome.
It's going to be the Rock Cambiando Fest going on at the Stampede, right here next to where Happy Friday is recorded at the Stampede. It's a pretty cool little venue. It's big. There's a lot of room in there. There's a lot of bars.
Great dance floor.
It's going to be basically like a Latin dance fest, and they're going to be playing some really cool music.
Yeah,
and
so all the different Latin cultures apparently is like what cambiando. That means
it's a different styles of dancing and music coming together.
Yes, that's awesome.
So that's pretty cool. That's going on right here in Aurora, Colorado, guys. Literally, Art and I could walk to that venue, and it made the national list of fun things to do this weekend. So if you're one of our local viewers and you want to go check out some of that fun dancing at the Stampede, that's going to be going on Sunday. So get involved with that. That could be something fun to do. Work off some of that turkey. Get out there and get into it, guys.
Go shake it. Work out them core muscles in your torso.
Work them out, baby, because I know I'm going to need to. I'm still working off all that. Well, guys, that's it for our show this week here on Happy Friday. Certainly appreciate you tuning in every week. Be sure to mash that subscribe button so you never miss an episode of Happy Friday or Discussion Combustion Podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media, Instagram and Facebook. That's going to be at Happy Friday USA. We put up some ridiculous things over there. Our stories are kind of fun. You can kind of see what Art and I do in our free time. Twitter and X, we already talked about earlier with the polls. Be sure to follow us there at Happy Fry USA. You can see some of the episodes, some of the promo clips, the polls that go up weekly. And if you want to send us an email, that's going to be happyfridayamerica@gmail.com. If you have a segment idea, if you want to just give us a hard time, time. Maybe you want to send us your Would You Rather over there. That's fine too. Anywhere you want to get in touch, we are available. And the Fricashennas play us in and play us out every single week, as you're about to hear right now. Enjoy your weekend, America. Enjoy your family. We'll see you next week.